Welcome back to Reptilian Exotics YouTube channel, everybody. Today we're going to do a little update on how I incubate Asian water monitor eggs. I'm in fact holding an Asian water monitor. This is a T-negative albino Asian water monitor. This is one of my males. This is Venus. He's an awesome social monitor. He just loves to be pet and held, come out of his cage. This is his enclosure. It's got everything he needs. Nice basking spot of about 135 degrees. He's got another bulb down here to help hold his ambient temps. This is an enclosure that I built underneath my stairs, actually, my basement steps. This video is not about him though. In general, we're going to just go ahead and show you, the process of pulling eggs and how I set them up for incubation. So, also up here, here's another T-negative albino. This is Thor. This is on a breeder loan to me from a good friend of mine, also here in Ohio. I named him after his great-grandfather at New England Reptile Distributors. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the video where I showed him off when I was out there at Nerd. But anyway, let's get to digging some eggs. This girl here, this is Miyagi. Slow down. No food. No food. This is Miyagi. She laid her eggs last night. I seen her laying, so I kind of know exactly where they're at. If you guys look, her overall enclosure, how it looks, nice large water bin. She's got a basking spot. You see where there actually could be two bulbs. That one bulb actually gives her 140 degrees on that spot. I check it with an infrared temperature gun, thermometer. This easily removes. This is how your lay substrate and your lay boxes should look. Nice. Not too wet, but not dry dust, guys. This is a mixture of sand, topsoil, and leaf litter compost. There was a lot more leaves, but she's kind of mixed them up into there in the process of laying and recovering her eggs. Also, over here on this side, in between this piece of wood and the outside of the enclosure, is a piece of heat tape that heats up. Back here, I want to show you a thermostat that is running that piece of heat tape. It says it is 102 degrees. However, that is not right. If you want to just go ahead and look in there, I'm going to get my temperature gun. Sometimes these thermostats don't run, right on precise temperature that you set them on. So you kind of got to gauge them like this. Like if you see that, 85.9. And down in the soil, it's going to probably be about the same. Okay, 84.9, I seen it. 82s. So anywhere in that mid 80s is where you want to be at, low to mid 80s. So I do know where her eggs are, and I'll show you how I get them out and set them up for incubation. So you make sure I put on my flowered gloves here that everybody makes fun of. My flowered gardening gloves. That was my wife's. I confiscated them. Like I said, I knew where she laid because I seen her laying last night. I should have snapped a little short video clip for you guys. I've showed stuff like that in the past though, so. Well, they was down in here. Hopefully she didn't eat them. Oh, there's one. I was going to say, monitors can sometimes eat their eggs, especially if they're like infertils. These are not going to be infertils. She was paired to another coming eye, so these babies will be pure coming eye. Also, hopefully we get, let me get that out of there. Also, they should show some of the whiteout expression. I'm just going to set them right here on the floor for now until I dig them all up. And then we'll get them set up into the incubation containers. They look good. Look at that, guys. It's like digging up dinosaur eggs. I say that every time. But it is, and it never gets old. Okay, 3, 4, and that's how a good water monitor egg looks. These are smaller. She is a smaller female. Coming eye in general are smaller than like your mainland Asian water monitors. Got 5 of them out. Now that's a slug. That's what a slug looks like. See how it's really soft? It's indented. No good. Means that that egg is infertile. Okay. There's a lot of them down in here, guys. See how I kind of brush the dirt away too? Kind of like if you was like digging up for like fossils or something. You want to be very careful with the eggs. You lift them the way that they are laid, and then out here onto the floor. It's fine. It's not warm right here, but it's not cold either, and they will be fine until I get them set up in the incubation containers. I will show you guys how to do that momentarily. This is a really good clutch, guys. She did good. I want to say that's probably about it. She did really good. Look at that, guys. See how that substrate is? How you can kind of dig it out and make like a burrow down in there? That's because my humidity and my sand topsoil mix is on point. That's how you want it. That's what monitors want. That's what we want. Okay, I would say that's all the eggs. So, here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 1 slug. It's a really good clutch for her size of coming eye. So, let's see here. So, I take 2 containers. These are 6-quart shoe size containers. I put a hole on this end with the drill bit. I put a hole on this end with a drill bit. We got 2 of them. This here is Hatchite. I use Hatchite because it's already mixed. I keep it in a container and I air it out for a couple days before I know I'm going to be using it, because it sometimes is oversaturated with water. And you see that? That's because it was at one point too wet. You definitely don't want that. That will ruin your eggs. So here's a good consistency of what your Hatchite should look like. Like, it should clump if you really squeeze it, but then it just breaks right apart. And if you put your hand down in there and pull it out, it's dry. But if you put it down in there, you can feel the moisture. So I'm going to take our containers. We're going to fill them about halfway or so. That should work. To start in there, you can use a cup. I just use my hands. Should be good. So we have our 2 containers here full of Hatchite. And now I'm going to take my glove and just dust the dirt off of the eggs. Remember, keep them the way that they was laid, facing up. Hopefully that's, you know, put a line on it. Place them about halfway. If you guys seen in my previous videos, I used to bury the eggs that can sometimes drown the egg if you build too much condensation in there. There's not enough air movement. I found that this is 100% success hatch rate as long as the eggs are fertile. So we'll set these guys up, line on top, halfway. Be gentle with the eggs, guys. I'll do another touch-up video here soon, maybe about, you know, the base ingredients of actually breeding your Asian water monitors as well to get viable eggs. You know, some of my techniques have changed. We're going into 2024. By the time I release this video, it will be 2024. I don't know. If we're lucky, maybe we'll get it out by New Year's Eve, but I doubt it. Got a lot of animals I take care of here, guys. I apologize for my absence from social media, but sometimes I just got to take time for myself or one-on-one time with me and my animals without a camera being in their face all the time. Sometimes they just, I know they don't enjoy it. We're going to have to squeeze 7 in this one. This one might be kind of tough. That's an odd looking one anyway, right there. I think we can get 7 in here though. Actually, I know we can. I fit 9 Sumatran eggs in one of these tubs at one time, guys. So, yeah. I'll put 3 in this line. Go for the more narrow ones so that they fit. Like I said, we are not covering these anymore. I found that we have better success with the eggs surviving full term if we do not completely bury them. Just put them in there halfway, kind of like snake eggs. You do not want them touching, just in case one of these does go bad. It would start spreading, you know, like the mold and stuff that grows. It would spread to the other eggs. So that's why we're not going to let these touch. Sometimes snake eggs, we let them touch. But you got to think, snake eggs typically hatch anywhere from 60 to 85 days, depending on the species of snakes you're breeding. These monitor eggs, these will go about 210 days at the temperature that I'm incubating at and the method that I incubate with. So there we are. We got them all set up. Now, next step. Throw a lid on them. No holes. Again, the holes is in the front and the back. That's about 1/8 of an inch hole used with a drill bit. Now here's the tricky part. I use a secondary container. That's a little bit bigger. This is a 12 quart. I used to use holes on the outsides of these and then just fill the water below the holes. However, I found it best that we use no holes, so you will see the holes are covered on this part. So don't put holes in this container or the lid. The only holes are in the actual egg container that is holding the eggs. So now I'm going to take these containers, fill them up about 1/4 of the way with some water, approximately 86 degrees. We'll take a brief pause, I'll go fill them, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. I got the water. Like I said, you just really don't even, you want it about 1/4 of the way full, just so that when you push these containers down in there with the lid on top, it doesn't flood your inner containers with the eggs in it, because remember, we do have those holes in there. Also, I just want to go ahead and temp check this. 89.1, 89 degrees, 88.1. That's close enough because it is going to cool down. You don't want scorching hot water and you don't want cold water. As long as you're in that mid to upper 80s is where you want your water to be at. It's not going to be perfect. You can take your time and get it perfect, you know. It's totally up to you. So what I was saying about the secondary hole though, when you push these down, it will In fact, see how the water level come up? Remember, we got those holes in there, so nope, that's actually perfect. Just be very careful not to slosh it around too much. I actually made a mistake because on these containers, I have to write on the outer part what these actually are in the date. So I gotta squeeze down here, guys, and write the date. Today's date is 12/29, and this is pure coming eye, and then we're just gonna put white because it's from the white outline. And then I put an X of how many eggs is in there just so that I know what I got cooking. Okay, so this is the one with 7. We'll do the same thing over here. Excuse my handwriting. It's kind of hard down here like this. White, and this one is going to be 6. So now, up here, I want to show you guys my incubators. For Asian water monitors, I use Sea Serpent's incubators, or hot box. This is the 4-foot one. I do recommend it because if you get a female that's cycling, they can cycle potentially up to 4 times a year. And that means you're going to get potentially 4 clutches of eggs a year. So don't be cheap. Don't buy the small one. Get a 4-footer. This one here is loaded down with eggs. This one is just starting, and then I have eggs actually getting ready to hatch. I'll get to that part here in a minute. I use Vivarium Electronics, the VE200s. These are the ones that pulsate. It's flashing because it's like putting out consistent bits of energy into the heat tape to keep it right at that 85 degrees. That's another thing. I incubate at 85 degrees now versus 86. I have better success rates. It takes a little bit longer. Like I said, we're averaging about 210 days. However, we're having better results. The babies are coming out fuller, bigger bellies, eating right, within a day or 2 after hatching, versus having to wait sometimes a week for the baby monitors to start eating. Also, there's like 0 abnormalities, meaning none of them are coming out deformed, no kinked tails. The umbilical cords are falling off as soon as they come out, if they even come out with an umbilical cord. There's no like major egg yolk sacs hanging on to them, which if you incubate faster and they come out prematurely, they will come out with a yellow egg sac that is still full of yolk that the monitor actually needs to absorb to get the proper nutrition to have a good start at life for survival. In captivity, even if that does happen, we're going to probably see to it that the monitor can still survive, but we want to avoid that if we can, and that's basically by just going a degree cooler to give us an extra 2.5 to 3 weeks of incubation time. Be patient. Monitors is a long process from the beginning process, the beginning start point anyway, from the point of breeding to, or even before that, starting your female to cycle, her cycle point on the point of introduction to the male, to separating your male from your female, to her laying the eggs, and then collecting the eggs and incubation. You're talking about a 9-month period. So with that being said, I know that was a lot, bear with me. We're going to go ahead and show you what I do about 30 days prior to hatching, because these containers work great with the double water system that I'm doing. This is another clutch that I just got here recently. This was a T-Pos to Het teen egg, but it's the same process. I don't want to leave my incubator open too long, but these are actually getting ready to hatch. this is where I start using Sims containers. And if you look, they're clear. I don't use them like Sims containers are supposed to be used, but a month prior to hatching, I will remove the eggs and put them into this container, just so that I can watch them hatch and pay close attention. You will have to wipe the condensation off of all of these containers. I recommend about monthly going into your incubator, checking on every one of your egg boxes, wiping the excess condensation off the top. If condensation drips on these eggs, it can be detrimental to your eggs. It can kill them. And then you just, wasted a lot of time and a lot of potentially good baby monitor lives because you didn't follow up with your egg incubators and wipe your container lids. So with that being said, I'm gonna find a nice spot for these in this incubator because this one's pretty full. Yeah, it looks like we'll set them right here. You want your probe also down here in the middle of your incubator. That's your probe that's coming from your thermostat. You want to keep it in the middle of the incubator. So right there they are. I will also write on here what the clutch is and a predicted hatch time. Like if you look here, these are due to hatch in mid-January. That's why they're in the clear container now. These will be predicted down here, the ones that we just pulled, the pure coming eye, in 7 months from now, approximately 210 days. I know that was a lot of information, guys, and I get going, so I hope you guys was able to follow the information that I was explaining to you guys. I think that about wraps it up for Egg Incubation 101 edition. So yeah, because I have Egg Incubation 101. This is just an update on how we've kind of tuned in and dialed in more precisely for a better success. And I wish you guys all the success as well. Hopefully as much as I have. Maybe not as much as me. It gets overwhelming sometimes. I don't recommend, trying to breed maybe more than 2 pairs of water monitors, because again, that's going to be 4 clutches a year. Honestly, I don't know how many cycling females. That's how outrageous my projects are right now. But we are planning to hopefully move and get a bigger location. That will be very exciting. I can set some of my guys up, some of my monitors up a little better now, the way that I really want to set them up. Also, I just want to show Miyagi, she's looking for her eggs, guys. She is going to be pissed. Miyagi, I got those eggs. Yeah, she's not happy about that. We're going to go ahead and throw her lid back on her and get her enclosure shut. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this for the first video that I've made for you guys coming back to YouTube. Hopefully I can keep the videos coming, at least, one a month for you guys. And I got a lot of other educational stuff coming up. Also explaining some of my exclusive genetic projects, like some double recessive stuff, even potentially some triple recessive genetics. When it comes to dealing with Asian water monitors, I did get lucky and hit a coral albino that is 100% heterozygous for black dragon. So that's triple recessive right there. It has the genes. Hopefully we hit another one. I do got 2 more clutches incubating. If that's the case, we're on to potentially making triple visual Asian water monitors. The double hets are doing great. We've got some other awesome, great projects going as well. The T-positive Xanthic, the T-positive Black Dragon. We've also got T-negative Black Dragon in the works. So stay tuned. It's going to be an amazing year, guys. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, my reptilians.